He's still looking for his jock out at center court. Kori Ellis from SpursTalk.com and the writer for the WOAI TV Spurs Zone joins us this morning on the Morning Drive. Good morning, Kori. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Kori, I'm so sorry to make you get up so early. I apologize.
Peter, I didn't get up. There's no way I'm getting up in this hour.
Were you still amped from the game last night? Because honestly, Annie and I, we get up there at 5 a.m. in the morning, so I'm looking at it going, all right, just put this thing away. Win, lose, or draw, put it away, and then all of a sudden Parker hits it. We're like, well, that's another 20 minutes, and I'm not going to be able to get to sleep.
Yeah, well, for me, I always stay up after 3, 4 a.m. anyway, so I figured out I'll stay up an extra few hours for Andy and Peter.
All right, let's talk about this game. There's a couple of things to look at. First, the Spurs get their first win of the year. That's a big deal. They had to get off the schneid there. But also, just kind of playing the devil's advocate, Minnesota is not a very good team. They're very young. They're going to be probably not a playoff team and may not win 25 games.
And Mike Miller looks like a WNBA player.
And the Spurs needed double overtime to beat them.
Well, I mean, they can only beat who's on the schedule to play, though. I mean, that's who they were playing last night, and they did what they needed to do to win. I mean, when you're 0-3, you just got to do what you got to do, and they just needed that win last night. The Spurs aren't used to looking up from the bottom of the standings, but that's pretty much where they are right now. The only teams worse are the Kings and the Clippers, who are winless at this point.
Obviously, we won't know until the next 3 or 4 games are played, but a win like that can really spark a team. Where on the other side, had Minnesota won last night, you're going, wow, I just scored 50 and we lost again. What do we have to do?
Yeah, that game would have been very deflating for Tony Parker and for the team as a whole if he would have scored that many points and they couldn't get over the hump. But, I mean, obviously it's also a big confidence game for Roger Mason. Pop left him out there in key times, and he came up clutch. And that's a guy that's going to really need to keep contributing during this time that Manu is out. So, I mean, it's definitely a game that they can build upon. They didn't play well. I mean, they got killed on second chance points. They're not a very good rebounding team right now. They're horrible defensively. But, I mean, a win is a win when you're 0-3.
Well, let's go back to, we're joined with Kori Ellis of SpursTalk.com. Kori, I'm going to enlist your help here. And I talked to Mike Taylor and Jim Bob in the afternoon. I talked to Andy, and I'm going to do it. And I came from an idea on your guys at SpursTalk.com. We're going to coin a phrase for Roger Mason this morning. We're going to do the nickname. Are you going to help with the campaign here?
Yes, I'll definitely.
It's going to be Roger Money Mason. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that. I actually put that in my article on Spurs Zone this morning. I put Money Mason as my little headline about him, so I'll do my part.
Everybody has a campaign. You know, you can run on, lower taxes, equal rights for this. There's Morning Drive, SpursTalk.com. And then the afternoon drive is running on.
Front yard, or?
Yeah, no, I want to put a sign in my front yard. After his performance, I'll do that because I expect that out of Tony Parker. I expect that out of Tim Duncan. What I didn't expect is Roger Mason to come in here and be able to light it up.
Well, the thing I like
definitely smooth. I mean, he did good things in the limited amount of games that he started with Washington last year. Just wasn't a big sample size, so you couldn't really tell what the guy was going to do. But
I like his shot. I think every time he squares up to shoot, it looks like he's going to make it. Even if it doesn't go in, he's got such good form on the shot.
Does he look like a younger version of Michael Finley? Because Michael Finley, I mean, even there, and even the posters on your site right now at SpursTalk.com are saying, listen, Finley, there was a difference between Michael Finley and Roger Mason. You saw them play consistently in the fourth quarter, all of the first overtime and in the second time, and it was night and day.
Listen to this term, too. When you put Hill and Parker and Mason on the floor at the same time, the word athletic comes into the equation, which it hasn't in a long time.
Right, that's definitely true. Roger Mason, much different than Michael Finley, though. I mean, Roger Mason plays defense. Michael Finley hasn't played defense.
He lost 15 pounds, Kori. It was Weight Watchers. Come on.
It's not a slam to Michael Finley. I mean, obviously, at this point, I don't think that Michael Finley's starter quality, and I think they should definitely do something to fix that there. But, I mean, at this point, the bench would be horrible if Roger Mason took Finley's spot in the starting lineup. They wouldn't get any points from the bench. So it's a hard question for Pop. He's going to have to decide whether it's okay to not have Mason in the lineup and maybe go down early in the first quarter, or it's better to, have nothing coming off the bench. But, I mean, when Manu gets back, things will be a lot smoother, obviously.
We hope that we're joining again with Kori Ellis, the owner of SpursTalk.com. Honestly, that's one of the ones that I go into every single day for show prep. Her husband, LJ, has I need to have him as an analyst that sits here in the studio, because if I go in there and I read anything that Tim VP posts on there, I go, you know what, that's money in the bank. That's the one that I'm saying.
He writes those good game thoughts after the game to break it down for people. And Peter comes in there and steals all the ideas.
Absolutely. No, it's plagiarism at best. I did it at UTSA. I did it at St. Mary's. That's how I graduated. These are not original thoughts. This is just reverb from the internet. I guarantee you.
He has no shame, but at least you're honest about it.
736-9760. Tell us about the website, Kori, so that people can get on and get signed up and be a part of all the forums.
Spurs Talk's pretty busy. It's we get about 4 million page views a month, so it's pretty busy all the time. Sometimes over 1,000 people online. We've had this site since 2003. Definitely. Maybe not safe for work all the time because there's a little profanity on the site, but I mean, I think that comes with the fandom of being Spurs fans, I guess. You just,
Well, it's you guys are saying,
mentality.
Yeah, I mean, posters, whether on whatever forum it is, they have an opportunity to say what we're thinking, but we're not allowed to say due to FCC violations.
All right.
I mean, that's what you get when you own your own website. You can do whatever you want to do, I guess.
Enjoy Friday night with Miami, and we'll talk to you more as the season progresses.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Kori Ellis, SpursTalk.com, writer for WAI TV Spurs Zone. Spurs a winner last night in Minneapolis. They beat the Timberwolves in double overtime, and TP scores 55.
When was the last time that you looked at a game on the Spurs schedule in November and go, man, I really need that win? I'm really going to pay attention to a Minnesota Timberwolves Garnettless game and hope that the Spurs win. I can't remember the last time.
736-9760. We're going to hear from Charles Barkley coming up shortly. We've also got the Longhorn Live Hour coming up just after 8 o'clock. And Manny Ramirez trying to figure out if he's going to stay in Los Angeles or not.
Cha-ching.
7:30 on the morning drive. Here's a sports update. Here's Walter.
Thank you, Andy. And Tony Romo practiced yesterday and said he will play.